Obama's pulling the strings behind everything going on. And I think that Obama is the puppet master of everything that's going on.
Rufus has called from Stanmore. Hello, Rufus.
Hi. I think that obviously we need strong defence, but we also need dialogue. And nations need to speak peace to nations. So our diplomats need to be talking, our people need to be talking. If you go back, I grew up in the Second World War, so I remember Gorbachev and Reagan, Russian President Gorbachev and American President Reagan met, and they agreed to trust but verify. And I think that the international temperature went down in the years following that, and it led to the Berlin Wall coming down. So I think our diplomats have to work harder, and our people have to work harder. There was a wonderful lecture by a Dr. Fiona Hill. She grew up in the 50s, and their family used to be worried about the threat of nuclear war in the 50s. They would hide under the kitchen table, and then she eventually went to Russia and studied there, and she came to believe that the underlying problem was lack of trust.
Is this the Fiona Hill that ended up being a presidential advisor in the US?
Yes. It's one of the Reith lectures from last year, from 2023, on the four freedoms, and it was freedom from fear. And she elaborated on that. And the point is that, I don't like them, the other, but except for the one that I know. So when you know somebody, when you've got some level of understanding and trust, then that threat level goes down. So, if Putin and an American president could talk to each other.
But that has been tried, hasn't it, with Putin in earlier years?
Yeah. And, the Russia-Ukraine problem probably came about because Europe kept pushing too close to his borders. But that's another issue.
And you'd mentioned Gorbachev and Reagan, Clinton and Yeltsin. I was looking at a clip of them by chance the other day, killing themselves laughing with each other, just having a great old time.
Yes.
And there were great hopes after Glasnost and Perestroika, weren't there? There were great hopes for what Gorbachev... that was Gorbachev, really, though, wasn't it? That what he was prepared to say to the Communist Party in the Soviet Union, we are going nowhere under this system.
Very much so, but
that made engagement so much more possible than it had with people like Brezhnev before or Andropov.
Yes. But I think our politicians need to work a lot harder, sort of multiply their effort by 10 times at reducing that risk and fear, and then I think the wars are less likely.
What do you make of Antony Blinken? I find him rather impressive. The American Secretary of State.
Quite the opposite.
Oh, God, go on. Why? What have I got wrong?
No. I mean, on the surface, as a classical State Department Secretary of State, he looks good. But I think he's a puppet of Obama, and Obama's pulling the strings behind everything going on. And I think that Obama is the puppet master of everything that's going on.
How do you know? What makes you conclude that?
Oh, well, I've been down a few rabbit holes. I think that he's got a very weak Biden as his puppet, and he's driving things from behind. And he's continuing his long-term, Obama is continuing his long-term strategy in the Middle East.
Which is?
Well, to start the Arab Spring, which on its surface was a good thing.
To restart it.
To restart it. Well, Obama started it, but fundamentally to undermine Israel and to keep giving lots of money to Iran.
But there isn't much between Biden and Obama on Israel and Netanyahu, is there? They both find him difficult. They both know who he is. Neither of them likes him. But Obama would have responded to October the 7th the way Biden has responded, wouldn't he?
I don't know. I think the underlying strategy has been to support the Muslim world takeover.
Obama's strategy is for the Muslim world to take over.
Oh yes.
Oh right. You've lost me now, Rufus. But it's been interesting talking to you, Rufus in Stanmore.